Hey everyone, welcome to Cats Creations. I know this is a bit unexpected to go live on a Thursday evening, but today we are relaunching the Cats Creations Wreath of the Month group. I've had so many of you that at one point been involved in the group, and when the supply chain had issues and then we were just kind of like scrambling trying to figure out how could we hold it all together until everything kind of resumed a sense of normalcy. Well, thankfully, I have partnered with Kringle Designs, and we are going to be bringing you exclusive kits designed every single month for those of you that are members of the Cats Creations Wreath of the Month group. Now, here's the thing. This is like what the whole thing. So it's $10 a month to join. And what it gives you is a deep discount on an exclusive kit. And even partnering with Kringle Designs this month, he totally surprised me. He came up with not one exclusive design, but two, to allow members the flexibility of being able to choose some different color palettes for our August design, which is fall. September, we're moving into Christmas. And so wreath makers have the opportunity to purchase as many kits as they want. They can, purchase one of each. They can add some additional embellishments while they're shopping on his website and take advantage of a really good deep discount. Now, why are we bringing this to you today? Well, because I want to make sure that all of you have the opportunity to take part in that. And then also, some of the perks are for just the public group is any kits that don't sell to our Wreath of the Month group members. Those are offered to the private group members for their additional discount that they can get if they would like to purchase a kit. But if you're looking for the tutorial that's going to come with that kit, that tutorial is only going to be available in the Wreath of the Month group. But any kits that are left that remain outside the Wreath of the Month group or the private group, we're going to open those up to offer them to the public group as well. And so we do have a limited number of kits available today, and I will be able to share them with you. If you go to kringledesigns.us, which is KRINGLE designs.us, and then when you get the search bar, if you just type in kit, you'll see there's two different kits for fall. One is kind of like a blue and green palette, and then there's also a mauve, sage, and orange palette, which is the one that we're doing today. So there are limited quantities of those kits available. And I know when you log on to the site, you're going to see a sticker shock price of like $110. Well, when you check out, those are all going to get discounted out in half. So it's $55 for the kit, and it comes with everything you need. So I'm going to walk you through everything you get in the kit that I purchased, and then you guys can answer questions. I'm going to walk you through the tutorial exactly like I do it for my Wreath of the Month group members. Something that they have that comes to them before we actually get to the tutorial is how do you prepare your materials? Are we doing a ruffle method? Are we doing, what length do you need to cut your tails to? And these are suggested ways of putting together your wreath. There are far numerous ways that you can elevate it, and I'm going to show you how we're going to elevate that basic design even today. So, if you like this and you I don't remember what all she was saying, but I'm really interested, click the share button down below. It'll share it to your page, and then that way you'll have not only this design tutorial available for you, which is a bonus for this month for everybody, but you'll have all the information at your fingertips if you want to sign up or purchase that. So if you want to join the Wreath of the Month group, because we'll be doing the tutorials for the remainder of this time in that Wreath of the Month group only, and it's always the last Thursday of the month, and it's always 4 Pacific, 6 Central, 7 p.m. Eastern time, And if you can't make it, the replays are always available. Plus, you get to take advantage of all the other tutorials that are stacked up in there for the last year that we have been working on as well. And as your skill set changes, obviously the design element changes as well. So it's perfect for a beginner wreath maker who is just looking to focus on like honing their skill sets and just focusing on one design a month. But you don't want to pass out like a really good quality set of materials, and we're going to walk you through all the steps. So again, what I was saying about the Wreath of the Month group members, part of the group benefits is you'll get a materials list sent to you, explaining how to process your materials if you want. And then once the tutorial is complete, then we'll add the tutorial to the bottom of that materials list, so they'll always have that available. Trying to think of anything else. If you want to sign up, just go to catscreationsandmore.com. You're going to get to the website. Right at the beginning is going to be the private group. If you want to take part of that, you can jump into the private group. But about, I want to say 3 options down, as you're scrolling through the page, you'll get to the Wreath of the Month group. Like I said, it's $10 a month. It gets you a deep discount on your kits and allows you to be able to purchase those exclusive kits and have those delivered just in time right to your front door with everything you need to put in a perfect design well in advance of the holidays. So like today we're working on fall, next month it's going to be Christmas, so you will have those materials should you wish to take these and be able to sell those at your craft fairs and events. So I'm going to go ahead and pivot you down, and we're going to go over everything you get. And please feel free, if you have any questions at all, let me know. Okay, so we're taking it deep down. So I always like to make sure that you can see the measurements on the board. Let me make sure I've got you guys all pulled up so I can actually read comments. Here we go. It's throwing me for a loop. Okay, let me go ahead and type this in for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and type in my website for those of you that want to join up for the group. There's so many people who said, hey, when you get the kits back in stock, let us know. We'll be back. So this is your notification that we are now focusing on just the individual kits. And then I'm also going to type in the name of Kringle Designs, where you can purchase the kits that are remaining for this month. Okay, that one threw me. So it's kringledesigns.us. And then once you get to their website, just go ahead and type search and put in kits. All right, so let me make sure. Hi, Judy. How are you? My comments are just being weird. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Veronica and Kelly. And hi, Cheryl with the S. So we are going to get started. So these are all the things that you're going to get in the kit. So I purchased the mauve and orange kit. So you get, I want to say this is a 15-inch. It is. It's a 15-inch pencil work frame wreath. So we're dealing with an elevated wreath frame. So that's already like, I'm already doing the money thing in my head. So you're going to get one of these. You don't have to worry about pipe cleaners or anything else. You're going to get 2 rolls of deco mesh. You have, so with going with the mauve color, it comes with this wide foil metallic deco mesh. And the one that I'm using today, which is the sage orange and cream fabric striped deco mesh. So you get both rolls of deco mesh in there. With that, you get the sign that we're featuring with this design, which, look, it looks fabulous with the mauve color, and it looks beautiful with that color. So depending upon which color palette you're like leaning into, you have a choice of 2. Okay, the sign is included, and then you get 4 rolls of ribbon. And these are going to change. Sometimes you're going to get more ribbon, more mesh. different signs, different things that we're going to offer. So you have the 2.5 inch pumpkin print on natural. You have the foil leaves on this gorgeous burnt umber color. You have the sagey green with the glitter, and then we have just a regular all natural. So these, the frame, the sign, and 2 rolls of deco mesh, you get all of that included in your kit, and you can have it shipped right to your front door. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So with the fact that my wreath group members get the materials list, we had asked that they have their materials like prepped and ready to go. That way we're not stopping and waiting for someone to cut their materials. So follow the instructions that come with the kit, and we are going to be ruffling our fabric mesh, the orange, the sage, and the cream. And you're going to simply lay this out. You're going to picture an imaginary line right up the center, and we are just going to slowly start pulling that and gathering that together in like a little bow tie, just like this. We are going to start on the top, and we are going to do finished edges towards the inside. So I'm going to start right here. This pencil frame has 18 of these little pencil twist ties. So we're going to go ahead and lay this one right in here. And we're going to go ahead and give it one complete twist. Just like that. And I want to always make sure that we're extending our deco mesh out all the way around. There we go. We're going to go ahead and grab our next piece. We're basically going to continue this process all the way through the design. So, pulling that forward, I'm just trying to push those off. They're going to start to overlap right now. So as we open this up, there are 8 twist ties on the top, and there are 10 on the bottom. One complete twist. Make sure you go ahead and open those up, just like so. Extend all that mesh. I'm going to go ahead and get that one ready. Making sure. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Elizabeth. I know I love the sign. It was so hard for me to pick. Because originally I was going to go with the mauve color. But then wouldn't you know it, while I'm out and about and shopping, I find everything that is like that mint green color. So then I changed it. But it might have to reach out to Kringle and get another sign so I can do the mauve color one. Even the steel blue, the little powder blue set looks gorgeous as well. So I'm going to show you how we're going to put all this together to create a gorgeous design. And you guys know me, I love fabric mesh. It's not scratchy, it's super soft. Trying to get that one to stay open. Plop that right inside. One complete twist. And then I'm going to push the ones down to the outside. So you could have incorporated both rolls of deco mesh in here, and you could have done all 3. Like you could have had the sage green, the cream, the orange, but I'm just keeping it to just these colors because I wanted to do something with a sagey green with the orange. Okay. So this is a little bit different using an elevated frame. So we're not seeing the overlap. I mean, there's a little bit of an overlap, but not a ton. Well, I guess there is. But we really need to work to get that elevated frame looking good. We need to make sure that that's covered so we don't see all the way through that when the customer's putting it up on a door. We want good coverage. There we go. So right on top. And there's still plenty of space left for us to come back in and add our ribbon tails and half bows. And for those of you that are in the Wreath of the Month group and we're like, okay, well, what happened to the instructions for this month? Because we're doing it in the public group, and I didn't honestly know until a few minutes before our live what direction I wanted to go. And even then, I don't know if I'm like 100% committed to the design in my head, but we'll see if it evolves into something greater. So what I always tell my group is we always start with the basic materials, and I show you how to lay everything in there, but then I also show you how to elevate that to beyond the basic level. Okay, so now we're going to move down to the bottom. These are the bottom 10. So we'll get those in. The nice thing is you don't have to worry about color coordinating your pipe cleaners because these ones are already in. So I'm just going to take these and move them to the side so that I can get in and get access to my bottom ones. Just like so. And get that extended all the way out. Sometimes it gets stuck. So, and like right here, same thing. I'm going to move that to the side so that I can have access to the bottom. And then I want to be able to tell you what the finished dimension is on this once we're finished. Okay, right on the inside. And you could have even taken the 10-inch mesh if you wanted and made poofs all the way through here. That would have worked as well. Okay, moving that out of the way. Making sure I don't skip any of the ones on the bottom. So here we go. It's going to be a very full wreath. Thanks, Lourdes. I love these colors together for fall. It's the softer side of fall, I guess. Not the super bright ones, but this is that sage green, cream, and orange. Okay, rotating this around, trying to locate the other ones. I'm going to move this one up so it's out of my way. So generally when we're doing the Wreath of the Month group, we wait for everybody. So everybody is, you know, if they're going to co-create, we generally find out ahead of time. There's a lot of people who want to, you know, work through it, the design together. And then there's some people who just want to watch. Maybe they're going to wait and see what the end result is going to be before they cut into their materials. So we would basically teach the technique, which is, hey, we're going to be doing this ruffle technique just like this. You're going to go all the way around and lay that inside your frame. Just like that. And then got one, it's kind of right under the same one as this. So I want to make sure I can reach that. I can't wait to see what this one's going to look like. So originally, all I did is focus, and here's another thing too, I didn't even think about when I was cutting my materials, is I am so used to the Dollar Tree, we have 12 to the outside. Here it's only 10 to the outside. So I can tell you this right now, and I'm so glad I did not send that out, because I would have had you cut for a Dollar Tree frame and not for this particular frame layout. So that will be revised depending upon what we decide to do. Okay. Trying to get the other one out of the way. So we're doing 10 on the bottom instead of 12 on the bottom. So we've got 3 pieces left to go, and I think this is already going to be a pretty large design. So we generally don't want to go any bigger than like a 26-inch design, because then that puts you into elevated shipping, and then that's where it makes shipping extraordinarily high, and then most customers generally don't want to pay an exorbitant amount of money just to have that reshipped. Okay. And I'm hoping, you know, that one day all that changes, and that once again we'll get back into that dimensional weight shipping that we used to have, which is one to go. And so at this point, I would ask everyone, how are you doing? Where are you at? How many pieces do you have to go? And then if we have somebody, we always wait for the last person, or until they say, just keep going, I'm almost there. And then I'll just generally slow down so that it allows that individual to catch up. Last one, tucking this one in. Okay. And yes, you are hearing rain. It is raining out here in Washington. But look how gorgeous that is. Oh my, that is beautiful at 26 inches full. Loving the colors on this wreath. Okay, well, that's going to completely change a few things. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to focus on the outside 10 first. Then we'll put our sign on, and then we'll look and see what's going to happen here. Because remember, we're dealing with 2 different levels. We have a lower level and an upper level. Look at the sign on top of this beautiful wreath. That is just going to be drop dead gorgeous. So we shall see. Feels like a small sign, but it's extraordinarily long. But I think what we're going to end up doing, we might come back in and we might add ribbon tails and half bows on the upper. We'll see. So, focusing on the outside, we are pairing our foil leaves on that burnt orange with the natural. The 2.5 is cut to 14 inches. The natural 1.5 is cut to 19 inches. So we're going to do our tails, which is just fold to the middle. You're going to scrunch right up in the center to pinch. You're going to open that up, your pipe cleaner, and we're going to drop that right inside. One twist, and then fan that to the outside. Let's see. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Joyce. How did you cut the fabric mesh? Great question. With a rotary cutter. Fabric mesh cannot be cut with a wood burning tool, so you have to do the old standard rotary cutter. Hi, Twyla. Hi, Belinda. Hi, Lourdes. Cheryl says, if you were using both mesh colors, would you alternate the colors or use one on top and the other on the bottom? That's a great question. I think I would probably alternate them. Although it would be a beautiful design too, having one solid color here and then if I wanted to, I would have done the gold on the rose gold or the mauve on top and then the striped pattern on the bottom for a totally different look. Janine, I think I answered that question. Rotary cutter, 20 inches, right, for one full roll will allow you to use one entire roll and not have any leftover. Hi, Denise. Veronica says, you may have mentioned it, but where's the mesh from? It is actually a kit that comes from kringledesigns.us. So they're working with me to come up with exclusive kits because I've had so many people ask me when I share my designs, do you sell that design as a kit? So now with the Wreath of the Month group members, we are doing designer kits. So members have the option to purchase the kit, the complete kit, or they can purchase 2 kits, or they can purchase 2 of each color kit. It's entirely up to them. And then those are shipped directly to them from Kringle Designs. Pam says, what color mesh are you using? Can you list the item number? I'm trying to find some to go with an orange work frame, like the color orange you're using. Pam, all I can tell you is that it is in a kit from Kringle Designs. If you go to kringledesigns.us and type in kit, you can purchase everything in the kit. All the ribbons, all the mesh, everything. Right, Cheryl? She said, I'm in love with the burnt orange foil. That burnt orange foil for me has been a huge seller. So for our half bows, we're taking our 1.5-inch ribbons. They've already been dovetail cut. We're going to go up 2 inches. We're going to pinch in. We're going to take that. We're going to lay that right inside and give it one complete twist. You're going to open your loop. You will right side one of your tails to get that on the right side. And then we're just going to have those fan out. And I like to see both ribbons, so I place one inside the other. So that looks like that. Okay, it is spinning around. There we go. All right, now we're going to go ahead and put in our next one, which is that pumpkin print on top of the natural. The 1.5 inch again is cut to 14-inch pieces. We're going to fold it in half to find the middle part of your ribbon. Scrunch, one twist, and then we're going to take that sagey glitter, cut to 19-inch pieces. We're going to pinch that in. We're going to place that right on the top. One complete twist. Open our loop. Right side, the wrong part of our ribbon, and again, get that to display. And the nice thing about the work frames is you have so much space. It gives you plenty of area to work with. And so what I would instruct members is keep going, alternating, until we get all the bottom pieces done. So we're going to do this, scrunch in. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you too can order the kits. Just go to kringledesigns.us. I will post the link in the description box once it goes to replay status for YouTube subscribers who want to purchase the kits, if there are any left. And then those will ship to your house. Click share on this video, and then you'll have the exclusive tutorial handy when you get your kit to put it all together. So you can follow along like I'm doing here, or you can change it up depending upon what looks you like. I love the ties because they're so thick and full. It's not like the pipe cleaners where we have to, you know, spin and spin and spin and get them all nice and perfect. And I am going to have a piece of a fray right here. I just want to trim that. And I want to make sure that I'm folding my cut edges under so that as we're working around the outside, those aren't getting, you know, pushed and pulled. Okay. Placing it in. One complete twist. And the thing that I like is you don't have to worry about picking out the colors ribbons. Everything is coordinated for you. Everything matches. You don't have to worry about, you know, clicking on a picture and not being sure if that's going to match or not. You do get full 30-foot rolls of ribbon, so they're not, you know, 18 feet, or even your deco mesh rolls are not, you know, 25 feet. They're full 10 yards or 30 feet rolls. And it's really great quality products. Okay, fanning that out. You will automatically be able to sell these for a little bit more because with you working on an elevated wreath form, you have a much bigger, broader wreath base. And a lot of people prefer the wreath bases over just the regular wreath frame. And we're almost meeting up to the other side. We've got 3 more to go. Fan. Pinch that in. Okay, 2 more. Gonna gather. Place that on the inside. At this point, I would be asking everybody, how are you doing on your design? How many pieces do you have left? Where are you at? And then the nice thing about having those exclusive tutorials, they're very small. So talking to the group members, you know, they can ask all kinds of questions, you know, why this way or why that way, or, you know, I'm having some difficulty. I can't get my half bows to look like yours. I'm struggling on my bow. Can you help me out? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Last one. This is for the bottom level, the 10 at the bottom. pinching in. Last one through. And the nice thing about using the tinsel ties, you can leave them on, you can snip them off, you can curl them, you could add some scatters and fillers to the ends of these, you could curl them up with a pencil. Right now I'm just leaving that as is until we figure out what are we doing with the middle. So what are we doing with the middle? Okay, let's look at our sign and figure out. So the sign is going to take out 2 spots. And then we have our bow, which is probably going to take out these 2. And then I think what we might do with the pieces that are left at the bottom is maybe add in some ribbon tails and half bows down there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and build our bow. We'll add our sign and then we'll see what's left. Okay, so, and then we're going to embellish. Like I told you, I'm going to elevate this because some people will go, okay, that's great for a basic design, but what if I want to make it slightly different? What other things could I do? Well, like I said, on your tinsel ties, you can leave them, you can take them off, you can curl them, you can put your little scatters and fillers on the end. You could take little baby pumpkins. You could put little pumpkins in, like I would go way smaller than these, but you could add pumpkins to the whole outside of your design. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to work on the bow. So I'm going to set this to the side and we're going to add our bow. So let's add this over here. So we have the 4 that come in your kit, and you can just do those 4. And I'm going to show you where you would just keep going with that. But I'm going to add 2 more colors to this because I want to elevate it. I'm going to be adding this foil, but this is the diagonal plaid foil. And this is going to be added in. And I'm going to probably put it right in here. And then I have the same print, but 1.5 inches because I really want to elevate that design to the top. Okay. So how do you get the extra ribbons? You can, when you're ordering your kit, if you just want to take an opportunity to browse the other ribbon selection, a lot of times what Kringle will do is they'll give you free shipping if you hit a minimum. So you've got to watch it because sometimes it'll be on their homepage or it'll be on their Facebook page. Hey, we're doing free shipping for $99 or more. Make sure you enter this code and then you'll get free shipping once you hit the $99. Well, for me, 2 kits right there allows me to hit that minimum. While I'm there, I'm probably going to pick up a pair of the red scissors, which you guys know are my favorite. As a matter of fact, any of the prices you see when you go to their website, you're seeing them, they're at their full, not their full price. What price you see, just take 50% off. And 50% off will be your cost out the door of anything that you see on their site. You don't have to enter a code for that though. When you check out, it'll automatically discount everything in half. So you'll see how much money you saved. And not only that, you're getting great quality product. So I am going to probably leave them like this. So let me stack those. We're going to go with the regular bow recipe, which is, we're going to start with the dovetail edge, which is, this ribbon is gorgeous, man. Look at that. We're going to take our wired edges, we're going to bring those together, and we're going to cut on the folded side. Our destination is always going to be that wired point. So we're going to just cut from here down to the wired point, and it gives you a really professional looking dovetail edge. We are going to measure this at 10 inches. And then we're going to gather in. We're working on the right side of the fabric. And before we place this inside the bodabra, we are just going to twist. And then we're going to place the whole thing right inside. Now we're working on the wrong side of the fabric. We're going to lift that up and over, do a twist, place that on the inside. You're going to take your bodabra, line it up on the 10-inch mark line on your cutting mat, so that when you stretch your ribbon out, you can see where it falls. And we want this one to stop at 5.5 inches, which is right there. Then we're going to do the same on the other side. Twist. Move it back to the 10-inch line. Make sure you're at 5.5 inches. You're going to retwist again. And you're going to cut it at 10 inches. And do our dovetail edge. And our first ribbon is done. But we're probably going to need that. We're taking our second 2.5-inch ribbon. You're going to fold that in half, cut from the folded side down to the wired point. And on this one, we are measuring 9.5 inches. So gather, twist, place on the inside, and now we're going to go 5 inches. So just kind of do a twist, place it inside, line it up on your 10-inch mark, stretch it out, and get it to stop at 5 inches. Do the same on the other side. Okay. Line it up, pull it out, make sure it's right at 5 inches. And then this one, we're going to trim at 9.5. Dovetail edge. And this one is finished. Okay. So now we're going to take our natural color. We're going to dovetail the edge, but right now I've got a split. So I'm going to remove that. So we're going to dovetail the end. Trim that off. And now we're going 9 inches. Gather, twist, place it on the inside. We're going to guess, and now we're going to measure these out at 4.5 inches. So right about there. Measure your other side. Make sure we're at 4.5 and not 5. It should always be coming down just a 1/2 inch on each of those. And then we're back out to 9 inches. Dovetail the end. Okay. That one's in the bag. Now I'm going to take my foil edge. Okay. We are going to dovetail this end. And this one's going to be 8.5 inches. We're going to gather, twist. Oops. Because we've already done the natural with that 4.5 inches, we're going to do the same here with the burnt orange. So we can kind of cheat a little bit. Just put your finger in the bottom one and in the top one. Pull. Make sure both same size. Same thing here. Give them a tug. But we still need to measure out our tail at 8.5 inches. and do a nice dovetail on that. Okay. That one's almost done. So I'm going to make sure it's all nice and pretty. Oh, so you said shipping is $15.50, but it might be different for different areas. Yeah, so when I asked him, on average, I'm trying to think of like where they're based. I want to say they're based on the East Coast. So roughly $15 to $18, depending upon how far you have to go. So I'm always pushing for free shipping. All right, this one, we are at 8 inches. We're going to twist. And now we're going to go for a 4-inch loop here. And we're going to stretch that out. Make sure we wind up at 4 inches. Other side. Oop. Got my tail stuck there. Make sure we've got it on this side as well. Okay, back out. 8 inches. Dovetail that end. I love these scissors. They are so thick. So when I do all of my cuts, I can take all of them at once and just dovetail them all at the same time. Tammy, great question. Where do you purchase the kits? If you go to kringledesigns.us, and then when you're on their website, just go to the search area and type in kits, and you will see both of the two that are offered. There's one in blue, and there's one in sage and mauve, which is the one I'm doing, the sagey mauve one. Even though it looks more sagey than mauvey. I just chose to put the mauve mesh aside. This last one, 7.5 inches for our tail length, and our loop length is going to be 3.5 inches. And you'll be able to tell when you get this ribbon that you've just purchased great quality ribbon, because it is thick, really thick ribbon. Hey, you. Steve is home, so he's actually here early. So 3.5 inches, just make sure. And then we are out 7.5. There we go. Do you see where I'm talking about the leak? The water? Since we're having so much rain, I was telling Steve, I think that there's, I don't know if we have a leak, but underneath my shop fridge, I have a small little puddle of water. So we're trying to figure out where that came from. So now all of our ribbon is in. I'm going to grab an orange pipe cleaner. And we're going to go ahead and pick up the stack. But what I do first is put this in a V shape, so that when you pick this up and push down, just like this, it allows you to drop your pipe cleaner in, hold it really snug at the base, and then just twist your entire stack of ribbon while you hold the pipe cleaner. You can use zip ties, you could use floral wire. Just make sure that if you're using zip ties, you include something to fasten that on. Doing my board. Thank you. Brought my jacket in case I had to go rescue my chickens in the rain. Because sometimes they're not the brightest bulbs in that box. Okay, so I have a 24-inch by 24-inch by 1-inch thick piece of plywood. It's all sanded down. It has an 1.5 to 2-inch C-hook, which is just screwed into the center. This is my fluff board. So then for Wreath of the Month group people, however you want to fluff it, it's entirely up to you. I encourage you to do the pre-cut board because it's just so easy. And then you can just set it alongside your fridge or tuck it up in your closet, slide it under your bed. It just gives you greater control for fluffing. So I am just going to use my C-hook and I'm just going to slide that right on there. So then it just prevents it from moving. It'll do side to side, but it won't completely go right off. So to fluff, we're going to separate a loop from a tail. Okay, this is the top right here. This is the bottom. And so now we're going to the bottom of our bottom and we're going to move the tail out to the left and the loop to the right. This way we have the loops directly across, tails directly across. Okay, now we're going to go back up to the top and we're going to go opposite. So we're going to move the loop to the right, tail to the left, and then go back to your stack on the bottom and do the opposites. So here's our tail and here's our loop. And so what it does is it's alternating the colors and patterns all the way down depending upon where you stop. So now we're doing the beige. We're just following the gold. Here's our loop. Tail is out to this side. We're going to take that gold now here. That's going to follow our pumpkin print. So we're going to move our tail off to the side. Go back over. Tail to the right. Loop to the left. Next color down. We're going to move this loop to the left. Tail to the right. Just remember, make sure you do the opposites when you're getting down to the bottom. And then finally, we're going here and then here. And right now, everything is completely and utterly flat. Nothing has been fluffed. It's just been separated. The reason why I do it this way is because I like to know where all my tails are. So when it comes time for me to place this on my wreath, I know where my tails are going to fall. I know where my loops are going to fall. Now this particular bow recipe you can get on my website, catscreationsandmore.com. It's pinned at the bottom. You can get it for free. I kind of made it cute and put it on a recipe card. So it walks you through all the steps, what you need. And then from here, we're going to fluff. So we're going to take the top two loops from the top. We're going to lift and round out your ribbon. Right now they've been made flat. So you're going to put your fingers in them. You're going to round those out. You're going to get them some height. Don't worry about the tails yet. Just the loops. Then grab the next two. There's that one. And then you decide, do you want that foil in between? Do you want this one here? Do you want vice versa? You're the designer. You decide where you want them to go. So I'm going to let that foil come up in between these two. And I'm going to have the natural kind of come out to the side right here. Again, lift. And then we're working on the bottom ones. So we have our pumpkin. And that's going to kind of sit between these. And then our foil is going to sit between the others. So same thing here. Same thing here. Really fluff those up. Get them all fanned out. This creates an 11-inch diameter bow based off of the loop ends at the very bottom. Now, you don't have to keep your tail lengths here. Some people prefer to keep their tail lengths cut where their loops are. That's entirely up to you. To put the curl back in them, we are just going to run them through our fingers. And as you see, those just kind of fall back in line like they came right off the ribbon roll. So they're just little arched ankles. Do that to the bottom, just like that, and then get that all pretty and displayed nice the way you want it, however you want it to be. So there is our bow. Our bow is all finished. So I'm going to take this off, and we're going to go to work on the top part. Okay, let's bring our wreath back over. So here's our design. Teresa, she said, hi, just joined. Did you make it on the bow maker? I made it on the Bodabra, my bow. So we're going to add our sign first. So the first thing I want to do is I want to remove the twine on our sign. I put the business card on back so that if the client wants to order their Christmas one, they can go ahead and do that, and they'll know who they got that from. We're going to use our staple gun to attach our pipe cleaners to our sign using 1/4 inch staples. So just like that, right there. Give it a twist, flip it over. 2 staples right in the center. Okay. Another twist. And I just twist them so they don't pull all the way out. Okay. We're going to lay that right in the center. I'm going to take these little twist ties and I'm just going to kind of push those down so I can utilize their space for my sign. And I'm going to attach that sign. Give it one twist because I need to make sure that the spacing is the same on the other side, which I'm almost positive it is. Right here. And again, and I'm just going to pull back a little bit of my mesh right here. Nice and snug. Okay, now I can go over here and tighten this one up. So I always pull back a little bit of my mesh here. Okay. So now we're going to add our bow. Okay. So this is where knowing where your ribbon tails are really helps you with placement. And I kind of like it to be like I'm going to look at this area right in here. Like, do I want to kind of have that cascade there? We can definitely do that. I like that. I'm waiting for it to flip to the camera so I can see what it looks like from overhead. You have the option of placing it at the bottom. You have the option of putting it at the top. Though I kind of like it at the top. Look, I like that. So if we do that, then we're not going to use these. And if we're not going to use those, well, let's just take those out. So I'm going to go ahead and snip those off. One here. So these are our ones on the inside. On the top, just snipping all those down, and I'm going to do this one right in the center, right where my loops are. I'm going to go ahead and get that one all centered. And make sure that I'm on the right side of where I want to be. I'm going to go ahead and push the center of my bow down so that it'll rest nice and snug. And then the way the tails now are going to fall are going to be right along the edge, just like that. And then for these 3 at the bottom, we are going to add in some ribbon tails and half bows there. So remember I said, well, I don't know what we're going to do there. Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to utilize this space, or we're going to continue that on down. And I want to make sure, sometimes I get a little lift under my loops that I don't like, and that's just from your deco mesh pushing it up. So just tuck your deco mesh down. So I have a couple of these already cut. And I think, now I'm trying to think, do I want more of the foil and just have this in the center? And then have, because I have 3 we need to fill. So I'm like, do I want to do the orange here? Still looking. Like we'll have the orange in here. And then we'll have this here. Or do we want to put this on the outside? It totally creates a different look, no matter which way you go. So if your emphasis is more on the orange with the foil, then that's going to be your centerpiece. Otherwise, if you added 2 to the outside, then your focus is more along the lines of the pumpkins. Okay, I think I'm going to go pumpkins. Pumpkins for the win, which means that we're going to do foil in the center. Okay. Cascade that up. So, I haven't wasted my ribbon. We're just repurposing what I had cut because I wasn't thinking. See, and I'm just kind of angling those off to the side like a little 90-degree. I need one more. Cut to 14 inches. So, right here. And we're going to cheat. So if you want to dovetail both your ends at the same time, fold it in half, fold it in half again, and then cut from the folded side to the wired point, and we've just done both at the same time. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to place this one here. But we're going to do that 90 degrees, or that little 45-degree off to the side. And we're going to add some half bows to the tops of those. So we're adding the sagey greens to the pumpkins. So same thing. Coming in here. One complete twist. Open this up. Again, we'll let those fall. We're going to need another sage green for the other side. And we're cutting that one at 19 inches because that's what our half bows are cut to. Dovetail the end. It's really thick. Double side. Since we already have it in place, I'm going to tuck that in. Crisscross right here. Right side. One of our ribbon tails. get that to present just beautifully. And then we'll put our one natural in the center. And I love this design. This is such a beautiful design for this. Ooh, trying to get that one in there nice and tight. Okay. Up and over. Okay, there's how our ribbon tails are going to present. And we're going to make these little ends look a little bit more festive. So let's put our little arcs in those. And let me spin this around so you guys can see what we've done. Honestly, drop dead gorgeous with all the soft palettes of the mauves, the oranges, the sagey green, and that cream. So let's just elevate it just a touch more. Okay, and so you can do the entire thing just like this with the kit. And so instead of you having like these 2 additional ribbons, you would just create on your natural, instead of you just going 1, you know, like it was in the Bodabra and we did 1 loop on each side, you would do 2 loops on each side, 2 loops here, and then you would have the final product for your bow. Or like I said, you might just have ribbon laying around like I did. I happened to have this and I had just enough of that foil to kind of partner with this to create that look. So something I had thought about is a little bit of raffia, since it is a little bit of a rustic look. Let me pull some of this out. Of course, when I pull it out, I pull out the big thick pieces. There we go. So the nice thing about your raffia is if you want a more stringy look, just separate them. Like right there. It's a little too thick. Just thin it out. And you definitely need to make sure your pieces are all the same length, like a starting point. And I do about a 6-inch back and forth wrap like this until I run out of raffia. Just like that. And then I want to tag this in the areas where we have just the natural only in it. And then just fluff those up so it gives it a little bit of a rustic, like natural look. So I'm only adding those just to the ones that have the all natural ribbon. So I'm taking like 3 good sized pieces of raffia and getting it really thinned down. Okay, so I've got my 2. There's my 3rd. Here's a 4th. So again, like I said, 6 inches in your hands and just go back and forth and hold that bundle in place until you have all the ends. And we're just going to tuck these only where we have the natural ribbon. Okay, there's that one. I think it's like a grand total of 6 places on the wreath. And if you wanted to, you could add some to the bow, but I just liked, since we had the natural ribbon, I was like, I want to make that look a little bit more rustic. let's see, I need one more piece. Okay, so 6. You can make it go longer, you can make it go shorter. I find that if you just go about 6 inches and just keep your bundles intact, you'll have a really gorgeous look. And I like to just fan them out, just spread them out. Again, if you don't like the raffia, you could take the raffia out. And I get them from Amazon. I generally buy like about 6 bundles at a time. And just always have those on hand. Sometimes they look great in the oddest designs. Okay. Making sure we all have the same, everyone's starting at the same point. Right there. So 6-inch pieces. Tuck our bundles in. I just think it needed it for the natural piece. Going all the way around. I have one right under my bow, but I'm still going to add it because it matters. Okay. Trying to make sure everyone's at the same starting point. Okay. I think we got them all. Okay. And then we just have one more piece to add. But like I said, if you want to pick this kit up, there's limited quantities of this kit, which also comes with the mauve mesh, but it comes with all but this ribbon and this ribbon, but you can pick those up while you're shopping at Crinkle. Or you can get the blue. It's a soft powdery blue. It's almost like a silvery blue. And if you go to crinkledesigns.us and search for kits, you will find both kits listed there. Don't sticker shock that at $110. They are half price at $55. And it comes with everything you need. Doesn't come with the raffia though, but you can grab that at Hobby Lobby, or you might just already have that laying around. And you'll be able to definitely sell your designs for so much more. So finished design for this one is about 6 inches tall. We know it is 26 inches at its widest point. Look how gorgeous that is. So another idea for the these things, if you want them there, I like them, but you can cut them off, or you can take a pin and just kind of curl them so that they kind of have a little spiral on them.
Wanda, thank you for teaching us how to make this.
Absolutely. You can have like little curlicues, or just let them sit the way that they are. So I'm going to show you what this looks like on the door. I generally don't do that when we're teaching the class because we're just overhead focusing, but I'm going to go ahead and pivot you up. Hi y'all. Show you what this looks like on the door. Can you go ahead and spin that around to the other side? I'm going to put it on the black door because I think it's going to look more like it's going to pop more on the black. So I have one side white, the other side's black, because you need them for like photos, right? Okay, so this is your standard size door. Look how gorgeous that is. This is for sale right now. If you go to my website and you want to grab the one I just made, it is for sale. It's the only one I have. It's the only one I'm gonna have because I just ran out of that beautiful foil ribbon, this ribbon here.
Well, you said it's huge.
It is huge. I told you. We went bigger. We're not skimping on the kids, believe me. I want you guys to really feel like there's some value there in what you're purchasing, and you have a really amazing showstopper design. So, what questions can I answer for you? Oh, Belinda, you're welcome. She said, thank you for the great instructions, the colors of the mesh and ribbon, awesome wreath. You are more than welcome. Again, if you guys want to join the private or the Wreath of the Month group, it's at catscreationsmore.com. That's pinned, didn't you? It was pinned before. He's gonna pin it for you again. Scroll down. It's $10 a month, and the discount that you get will definitely be worth what you guys are paying for your kids. So, Wreath of the Month group members, you get a discounted rate on your kits. If there's any kits left, like there is today, not sure how many are left, you can go pick those up at crinkledesigns.us. No code needed to get the 50% off. It's just when you go to checkout, it's automatically going to give you the 50% off, and then those will ship directly to you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I look forward to you guys being a part of the Wreath of the Month group. We're really going to be like trying to make sure that the Wreath of the Month kits are definitely something that you want to have in your inventory. Everything's coordinated for you. Everything comes shipped directly to your door. And then we have our tutorial, which is the last Thursday, of every month at 4 Pacific, 6 Central, and 7 Eastern. So, and you all got an extra tutorial today. So hope to see you guys soon. Thanks for joining, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.